Hello everyone, I'm Autobot Sonic the Telltale Gamer, bringing you latest and everything Telltale games, Transformers, and more. So today was a big day for fans of The Walking Dead, the final season. Just over an hour ago, as of I'm recording this, Telltale wrapped up their PAX West reunion panel of The Walking Dead, the final season, which featured people from all over The Walking Dead series. We had Melissa Hutchison, of course, the voice of Clementine, Gavin Hammond, the voice of Kenny, Sissy Jones, the voice of Katja, Norma and other characters, Jeff Shine, the voice of Javier, Scott Porter, the voice of Luke, Lucas, and Star-Lord in Guardians of the Galaxy and Minecraft Story Mode, Owen Thomas, the voice of Omid in Season 1 and Troy in Season 2, and even Erin Yvette, the voice of Molly in Season 1 and Bonnie in Season 2. So at this panel, it was mostly just like Q&A stuff. Fans got to ask questions. All the voice actors had what their experience was like with the Walking Dead series. But the most important thing that came out of that was a almost 4-minute sneak peek we got at The Walking Dead, the final season, Episode 2, Suffer the Children, which is currently slated for release on September 25th, which is almost 3 weeks away for Xbox One, PS4, Switch, and PC. So for the way this part looks, it seems as though it's not quite in the beginning of the episode. Maybe it seems like it's at least in the first third of the episode. Definitely early on, but I'm not sure if this is immediately after the events of episodes 1 ending where AJ killed Marlon, because it just doesn't seem like it. So but for any of you who haven't seen it yet, I'm going to play it for you right now for you all to see, and then we'll go ahead and analyze it.
You were having a nightmare. Same one you used to have all the time. About what happened at the ranch.
I'll be okay. Just give me a minute. Hey, what do you have there? Did you have a bad dream too? You've been having them a lot lately.
I feel safer like this, not sleeping. I want to stay up forever. I probably could. Like 18 days. If I tried hard.
We're safe here, AJ.
It doesn't feel like it.
You used to think so? Here, let me help you back to bed.
No. You don't have to keep checking on me. You always say, be tough. So I am. You say, be strong. And I will. All the time.
You're the toughest boy I know. Probably the toughest boy in the whole world.
I'm not as tough as you.
Well, no one's as tough as me.
I'm sorry you had to do all the hard work. Showing them I'm good and smart. Smarter than them. I'm gonna help you more, so you don't have to do everything.
Where are you going?
On patrol.
Patrol.
For danger. Bad people. Monsters. Whatever you have nightmares about.
What if you stayed here instead? If you go back to sleep, I'll stay awake and make sure no more bad dreams come.
You can't do that. You're not magic.
How do you know? Maybe I have magic and never told you.
No, you don't.
What is it?
Could I maybe sleep in your bed? Like I did when I was little?
Yeah, come on up.
I'm not scared, just tired.
Makes sense to me. Think you need that? AJ?
What?
You're still little.
Yeah, I know.
Alrighty, so the trailer the sneak peek, I'd say, starts off rather abruptly. It starts with Clementine jumping out of her bed, clearly after having woken up from a terrible nightmare. We then cut to see AJ, strangely enough, like crouched up, like in a squatting position on their desk, looking out at the night sky. We see he's got a brand new outfit on now, as opposed to the outfit he had back in episode 1. He's now, I think his jeans are the same. I think he actually has different boots. He has more like boots similar to Clementine's own instead of like the white sneakers he wore in episode 1. He now has a brand new red leather jacket, very similar to that of Clementine's own blue Steel Stallion jacket. So maybe this could mean that that AJ's trying to fit in more with Clem and all that. I'm wondering actually also, how did AJ get these clothes? So this could be possible many things. Maybe they they just had these clothes lying around and they gave them to the Erickson community gave them to AJ. Maybe Clementine found them on a scavenging run in between events episodes 1 and 2 and gave them to AJ. Maybe what I'm thinking, this might be a crazy idea, but what if maybe 10 decides to give Ten gives AJ some of his clothes, or maybe 10 gives AJ some clothes that he saw that maybe Minerva and Sophie, his two sisters, used to have, and gives them to him as well. It'd be kind of weird if they got AJ a girl's clothes, but maybe like they were just regular neutral clothes. I'm digging too much into it. Anyway, what's the most important thing here is that what AJ says as soon as Clementine wakes up. AJ says, "You had a nightmare again, the one about the ranch that you always used to have." So, of course, he's obviously referring to the McHale Ranch, which is where Dr. Lingard, back in New Frontier, said that that's where AJ was being kept during the events of New Frontier and before Clementine found him, sometime in between the events of New Frontier and the final season. So, a lot of people are thinking that perhaps maybe we'll be starting episode 2 in that flashback. Maybe this is immediately after that. So, what I believe it could be, perhaps, is that Episode 2 takes place a couple days after the events of Episode 1. Everyone somehow seems to forgive AJ for Marlon's death. Anyway, Clementine has this dream of what happened at the McHale Ranch. Now, the first glance we got of McHale Ranch back in final season was in Episode 1, towards the very end of the episode, where after Clementine, Lewis, Violet, and AJ get out of the train station after their encounter with Abel, AJ says to Clementine that the Erickson school community, it looks nice, but then he also says the ranch was nice too before the blood. We don't know exactly what AJ means by before the blood. My guess, based on my opinion, I think the blood maybe has something to do with, maybe there was some kind of disease going around that was causing everyone to like vomit blood or something. Kind of reminds me, if you ever watched the Walking Dead TV show, and or in the beginning of season 4, Rick's group gets a lot of people get infected with this like disease that makes everyone bleed from their eyes and turns them into walkers. So it instantly made me think of that. So maybe like either someone got sick and it started like some sort of plague in the branch, or maybe the blood just means that there was a lot of blood shed. And Clementine seems to be really affected by this, as she's still very startled when she wakes up, telling AJ to give her a second as she like just calms herself down. So maybe, I think it's safe to say Clementine saw something pretty traumatizing here at the McHale Ranch that caused her and AJ to leave after the events of between the events of New Frontier and the final season. So what exactly could have happened at the McHale Ranch? Could maybe raiders have come and Clementine had to kill them and kill some for AJ to get away? Would it was said before, maybe there was a virus or something that everyone got sick, so they had to run away to make sure they wouldn't get sick? I have no idea, but this seems to make it very likely that we'll start episode 2 with a flashback to the McHale Ranch. I am really looking forward to see if we ever see Javi in that flashback, and God forbid if he does show up in that flashback, he doesn't die. After that, AJ just talks about how that he wants to do more of help come, as we see him playing with like this weird shank, like homemade knife, like it looks like a sharp piece of metal or glass, like wrapped around but it's definitely looks like a handmade knife. And AJ is still squatting on the desk, looking out at the night sky, saying that he wants to stay up forever, and because he feels safer awake than going to bed. He thinks that it's a weakness, and this leads me to believe that AJ certainly gets hardened after killing Marlon, that he's feels that he needs to protect Clem. This to me seems a lot like what happened to Carl in the comics, in which after it was mostly after the events of the prison arc, in which after Rick and Carl escaped the prison, Carl kind of gets angry with Rick, thinking that he's weak and wants to do and feels like he has to do everything to protect them. Gabe also kind of went through this development back in New Frontier, in which after episode 2, when his sister Mariana died, Gabe felt that he needed to step up and make sure that what happened to his sister doesn't happen to Javi or David. And we see this a lot. He gets into a lot of trouble because of this in episode 4, but eventually Javi learns to teaches him that's okay to show weakness and all that. So it looks like we'll be going through that scenario again with AJ. I also gotta say, I love AJ's new outfit. It kind of shows how like AJ's adapting, going from like the little young naive survivor we had in episode 1 with like the long sleeve, to this more hard where he has got the red leather jacket, but even cute enough, he's got a Disco Broccoli t-shirt underneath the hoodie, or the jacket, which I think is really cute. Anyway, as Clementine is talking to AJ, where we see these 3 options come up, in which AJ says that he wants to stay up forever. She can say either you're safe here, probably not, or the knife's new. She says you're safe here, to which AJ says that he's not sure anymore. But after that, Clementine says you used to think that. So, because it's obviously he said that he likes the Erickson School because he thought it was safe back in episode 1. So the question is, how much time has passed since the events of episode 1? I don't think necessarily it would have been a very long time. I like to think at most like 2 days since the events of episode 1, because that just seems really weird. Like, you have AJ killing Marlon, the former leader of the school community, and now it just seems like they forgive him. So what's up with that? Like, I just feel like it's weird if they decide to go ahead and cut maybe like a week or 2 later, like, or a couple days later, and it just seems like nothing bad has happened. Everyone's just buddy with AJ. Because I mean, well, as sure as I would like it to have everyone be happy with AJ, that's not good storytelling. Because you had Lewis, Marlon's best friend. He'd probably be pissed that AJ killed Marlon. So I'm not sure if I'd be fine with just seeing Lewis completely fine with AJ after he killed Marlon. Like, I would like to see like Lewis take time to like hate AJ at first, but then slowly build his trust back with AJ. Anyway, once that's over, AJ hops off the desk and says that he wants to do more to protect Clem and do more stuff that she doesn't, saying that he's going to go out on patrol and look for bad people. After, like, but not before, like, Clementine and AJ talk about how he needs to be strong like her. But Clem says, oh, well, you're strong enough already. Which, I feel like that'll be a big part in shaping AJ, because if you say that, like, oh, well, you're just a kid, then he's gonna feel hurt by Clem. If you say, yeah, you're strong, but, that might make AJ think, like, too pragmatic. There's the choice that comes up here. Clem has 3 choices to say. You can either say, you look feverish, the toughest boy I know, or strong, not stupid. She says the toughest boy I know in this little sneak peek, but with me, I would say strong, not stupid, because I want AJ to show that, yes, well, you have to be strong to survive in this world. You can't go around being a Carl or Gabe and doing, like, stupid stuff, because stupid gets you killed. Anyway, once AJ gets off the desk and decides that he's gonna go out on patrol, Clem can either like agree with AJ to do it, which you either say bad idea but go ahead, no you're not, or try going back to sleep. In the teaser they pick try going back to sleep, to which point AJ decides that maybe he can wait another day to start doing it. And so it then ends with AJ putting down the knife on the desk and going asking Clem if he can sleep in her bed with her, to which of course Clementine agrees with, and they get into bed together, at which point before they go to sleep, Clementine reminds AJ that he's still little, and that's basically how the trailer ends. So what exactly does this last line, you're still little, mean? Especially that line probably means a lot, considering that's the name of this teaser that Telltale put on our YouTube channel. So my guess is that this is Clementine's way of saying that, yes, AJ, I know you want to protect me and that you need to do what's right to survive in this world, but hey, you're still a kid. You can't, like, do everything. And I understand that, like even, like, Luke said that to Clementine back in Season 2. Lee did that with Clem a couple times in Season 1 as well. And even Hobby did that with Gabe in New Frontier. But also, at the same time, you have to remember, AJ's probably only around 6 to 7 during events of the final season, so he can't be expected to do everything. He's still a kid and has to, like, learn to act like a kid, and just like not have to worry about everything like Clem had to do when she was like 11 back in season 2. So I think this is just this will be a big moment in shaping AJ into whether or not he'll end up being like a kind of like season 2 Clem, the fact that she's fully capable but still like wants to like have a good time and be a kid, or will he essentially be like New Frontier Clem, where he's just constantly like, hey, like I don't need people, like it's all about survival, I know what I need to do to survive, and there's nothing else to it. So I can tell this will be a big choice in determining what exactly will happen to AJ when the episode comes out. And so, that was my analysis of The Walking Dead, the final season, Episode 2, Suffer the Children, PAX teaser. As I said earlier, Episode 2 will be released on September 25th for Xbox One, PS4, Switch, and PC. Are you guys excited for the next episode in Clementine's final adventure? If you are, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys later.